All right, so let's try to see if we can look at some of the footage from the areas around here, see what kind of vehicle this might have been, because this would be a good way to track them. Especially because if we can track the vehicle, we had an idea about other signatures. And while they're not just going to be casting random spells for no reason, if we follow them and the car stops for a little bit, they might have had to do other magic, like like preserve or something like that.
Or a physical mask. I don't want them to get gas.
Well, keep in mind you were brought here in a helicopter, so you do not
Yeah.
currently have your vehicles with you. So if you would like, you can either talk to the security team and
Oh
try
yeah,
to
I can
get one of
send.
theirs, or you guys can just start footing it. What would you like to do?
So if you want to take a point of common sense from me, since we're operating on a clock here, probably once I realized we were getting to the street and coming up on vehicles, I would have ordered my vehicles to start moving here. I don't know how long that would take. Obviously, we could borrow a vehicle for the time being. But moving around in an obvious corpsec vehicle. I mean, even the vehicles that aren't obviously corpsec are obviously corpsec. You know what I mean?
Black SUVs
Um,
are only used by government agencies. Yeah,
yeah. So we don't want to be using that too much because that's the kind of shit that draws attention. So if you want to take a point of common sense, I could have ordered my stuff to start moving over.
that's the kind of thing that I believe falls under runner competence. I have no
Okay.
problem with you guys just having said we call our vehicles when we land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we're so I mean it'll take a few minutes for us to do the hacks here and stuff. We'll see how close they are at that point if we have to borrow something.
Given the amount of distance, because the meet was at SeaTac and you guys are in Snohomish, you're looking at least like bare minimum an hour with no traffic. It is 4 something in the morning, so there will be very little. So if you would like to wait, you can wait out the time for your vehicles to get there, or you can borrow a sec vehicle, or you can take the helicopter back to SeaTac if you want. The options
We'll
are
borrow.
yours.
We'll can you know what? There this place. Were there any personal vehicles here?
Yes. There would be a total of 13-ish cars in the parking lot that were lined up like in the front of the building. And then when the reinforcements, if you will, showed up, they did that thing where you have to park at an angle. You can't actually be in a spot, and you can put on your
Right.
flashy lights, sort of thing.
What's the most armored of them? Of the personal vehicles?
Of the personal vehicles, we're talking like jackrabbits, like little commuter
Okay.
cars. For the security
Well, that's fine
vehicles,
then.
it'd be Nissan haulers.
Yeah, no, we'll take the jackrabbits. Ringside would go over to the security guy and be like, "Yo, we got a lead. We're following up. I ain't driving that shit. That shit stands out as corpsec mile away. I got to take a couple of these. Whoever they are, tell them to give us marks for now."
You realize those all belong to the people who worked in there. They're all kind of dead.
Okay, cool. Then
Oh well, then.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Oh, okay, good. That means they're not gonna miss them. Yo, hacker, let's go.
Okay. I will get in the car, direct connect into the damn thing. I don't think it's going to be too hard to get access to this car to drive it around.
The good thing is that the jackrabbits are all part of the company perks. They get issued a commuter car, so you can have rights shifted over to you without trying too hard.
So we'll use that to move around just in case there's anything watching, so we don't look like a corpsec vehicle that's following a certain path. Wow.
So our vehicles get here.
All right. So given that these are jackrabbits, you'll have to take 2 of them,
Mhm.
which is perfectly fine. Great thing about electric engines, it's not like you have to worry about refilling the tank when you're done.
Yeah. So we have to see if that's the vehicle they had. But there's a bunch of cameras here. Let's see what we see.
Who's driving my car? It's not me, right?
That's a grid guide, man.
Okay.
I kind of like the
I'll
idea of
drive-
Hez driving.
I'll drive the one with
Yeah.
boss in it since he's the one doing the hacking.
Nah,
Yeah.
just put Pen into the driver's seat. She can't drive. Nothing will go wrong. I promise.
Yeah, Hez. Sorry, buddy, but
am
it's actually you driving because Penn has no ranks.
Just keep the grid guide on and follow the car in front of you. Tell the dog brain to do it.
So, following the tire tracks, you guys turn and you're heading mostly west towards Turner Corner. A few miles down the road, there is I don't know how many of you guys have been to the American South, but there's a lot of weird, like, Waffle House connected to a gas station, and then there's nothing else just for miles. Like, it's just this weird oasis of breakfast food and petrol. Oh, no. Is that a 1? Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Talk to me, Hez. What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Oh
Buddy,
I swear,
buddy,
with,
if you kill
with dice
if you
like
kill
that,
us both,
I might think that you're somewhat accident prone.
no! I definitely am. Oh,
You're just having all of the luck involving transportation today. Oh God! So, you guys are heading towards Turner Corner, and you come upon this weird oasis of waffles and gasoline. It's the first bit of civilization that you hit, and any kind of gas station is going to have cameras. It's a staple. It's almost like it's required by state law. As you pull in, you notice that there is a very large and very dirty van, kind of like an endurance, maybe a bulldog. None of you are really riggers, so it's kind of hard to tell. Which is parked on the side of the building, not like in front of like the bing boom doors, but on the side of the building. And then there's like a little Waffle House kind of thing on the opposite side of the parking lot. So it's not actually connected to the building. It's like the pumps are in between them, if you will. Did you guys want to go to the gas station or did you want to go to that Waffle House?
I want to check out that fucking van and see if there's magic on it.
One
can
second.
it be the Waffle House so that I don't crash into a gas station?
please.
One question.
Sir.
I don't know if it would help Sarlacc, but given that I would so my rationale for this is that if you live in Seattle and you have sprawl life, you probably know where like standard panopticon camera placement is, right? So which of those two spots would have the better coverage of the area that we think it was originally parked?
Definitely gas station.
All right.
And that just has to do with insurance, since it is both an environmental hazard and a safety hazard because gas is explodey. They would have to have many cameras there.
So, quick question. We took a picture of the tire treads, right?
I don't know. Did you?
I would assume we do because we're collecting evidence on it of the tire treads that we saw as we were following.
If that's the kind of thing your character would have done, I 100% believe you would have.
Well, because I see this van here that could have made those treads, and I kind of want to get at least close enough to use with my vision magnification, take a good look at those treads and those tires, and see if they're see if they're the same type tires.
Yeah, I just did that.
All right. So as you guys are,
Oh shit! Yeah, you
We'll
have
have to go-
super fucking shit.
we'll have to go a little timey-wimey to explain this, but you have Ringside who's driving the lead vehicle, and D-Boss is looking through security camera footage and doing the Matrix Decker stuff that Matrix Deckers do. When you spot the gas station and the Waffle House, and you see that van, and that's instantly Ringside's like, bam. There's mud all over the rear fenders. There was a vehicle that was parked in mud. Motherfuckers got their shit dirty. So snap the wheel to the right to pull into this gas station. And you don't park directly next to the van because that's not very cool. You have to be like 3 spaces away so you can do the dramatic walk up to it. And you got to flex a little.
Oh, I'm not getting out yet. I'm going Hammer. Where the fuck you be?
Well,
And where's that?
that's the thing is
Yeah.
Hammer's trying to keep up because this is a Jackrabbit. Even with the seat all the way back, with the advances of the 6th world, it's still hard for a troll the size of Hammer to drive something like this. So he keeps trying. Every time he moves the wheel to follow the road, he hits the windshield wiper or he hits a turn signal. And then finally, at one point, he sees you. Once you
Stop.
turn, once he sees you yank the
Goodness.
wheel and go into this gas station, that's when he's like, "Oh, Drek," and he literally snaps off the turn signal, so the dashboard starts flashing at him. And he's like, "Why are you so bright?" And at the last second, he turns the wheel to the right and rear ends the van.
Oh my fucking god.
You quit glitched on accident prone.
Oh boy.
So I can't imagine you were going too terribly fast. So why don't you go ahead?
Hammer does not like to drive fast.
Well, yeah, but it is still a car crash. So why don't you go ahead and you
Uh-huh.
and Penn can resist 8 stun for me if you'd be so kind.
I like to point out, I think I might be the only one who doesn't obviously look like a fucking Shadowrunner.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
just a
Penn's
business
alright.
troll.
Pen is questionable.
I imagine Penn is like a really scary, almost like scarecrow. Like I half expected her to have a freaking like burlap sack that she puts over her head.
No, it's a plague doctor mask. I have forgotten what my stun soap is.
Armor plus body, please.
Okay. Okay.
So I would assume that it is your lined coat. I don't know if you'd be wearing your forearm guards. That's up to you. But I doubt you would be driving with a ballistic mask on. So you would be looking at 9 plus 1, 10 plus body. So it'd be 13 dice for you, and Hez has like 426 dice.
He'll be fine.
I mean, stupid. You had your seatbelt on, right?
So Hez, unless you would like to spend edge, you get a little owie in the neck. That seatbelt was just riding a little high in your collarbone, and when you rear-ended that van, it just ow, like it abraded you a little bit.
Oh.
And Penn, you went a little wonk on. There we go.
I did.
Do you feel comfortable with that level of success?
No.
Would you
I'm
like to
going
spend a
spend
point of
one
edge?
of my points of edge.
All right, if you could re-roll 10 dice for me. All right. So
This is
unfortunately,
fine.
Penn doesn't have nearly as well as you do, Hez. So where you get the bump, you have enough mass that you don't really move very much. It's just one of those whoops-a-doodle situations. Penn, yeah, I don't know how. Maybe the little arrestor on your seatbelt just disengaged at the wrong time, but you actually get flung and your head hits the windshield and you bounce your face off the dashboard of the car. And you will be taking 2 stun.
Ow. I'm gonna slowly look at Hammer.
I said don't let me drive. Really?
Noted.
We're just sitting there in that car and we're like, all right, I'll get out of this car if there's dudes in there. Otherwise, you check that shit out because you'd have a reason to get out of that car.
I guess. Do we get their insurance information? I don't.
Yeah. One, I think I'll be getting out. I want to make sure I have my ultrasound sensor on my ballistic mask, which is in my jacket right now. That's going to be on in case some invisible motherfuckers are going to try to sneak up on me.
All right, just remember that we're going to have to get the fuck out of here real quick because stepping out of a car with a ballistic mask means the guy in there is calling the cops.
No, the ballistic mask isn't on. It's not out. It's it's under my jacket, like in the inside of my jacket. I'm just making sure that the ultrasound is on.
Ultrasound's not going to work if it's covered by clothing. Ultrasound has no penetration.
Should still work if it's just like out. Alright, whatever.
Okay, so who's getting out of what cars? What's going on?
Hammer and Penn first, because they're the ones who hit the car, and we're just a car sitting here.
Okay, so as Hammer and Penn get out, I'm assuming standard wheel on the left, passenger on the right thing. Penn, you can see looking at the van that's in front of you, either from the impact or maybe it was just ajar a little bit and the impact loosened it some more. The slidey door on the side of the van is open just a little bit on the right side, on the passenger side of the van.
Well, yeah, magic check, and also kind of cautiously walking over there.
Okay, go ahead and throw me those sensing dice. Hez, give me a little sniff check if you don't mind.
Sure.
You're not positive. You want to say you can smell that sort of oily musk, but maybe you're just being optimistic. You're really not sure. Sensing, you picked up a very strong spell signature at the van.
Does it feel active?
I don't know the magic word to use, so I will say it feels sustained.
Oh, over DNI. There's some sustained. It feels.
Yo, everyone check to see if we're getting scoped.
So far, you don't really see anybody else. There's a very occasional car that goes by on the highway. There's one car that pulled into the gas station. It's an old work truck that's filling up on actual gas rather than just gasoline. Or gas rather than just electricity as a hybrid style engine. But nobody just chilling out and staring at you, nothing like that.
All right. We asked D-Boss to start working on a camera here to see if they swap cars because we need to continue following them that way.
Okay, cool. I would suggest scanning with some ultrasound and making sure that the guys are invisible. But
Well,
cameras.
Are you going to go to the open door? Because remember, ultrasound doesn't do like loopy penetration kind of stuff.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Well, but remember, Penn just sensed if there was someone here under an active spell.
well, she sensed the outside. Someone needs to check the inside. I can give you my ultrasound sensor and my ballistic mask, so you can go in there and check to see if anybody's in the vehicle.
Sure. Fine. I'll get out. I'll get out of the car. I'll leave the machine gun in it for now, obviously, because if I have to, I can punch somebody. And I'll walk over and be like, "Yo, you guys okay? Holy shit!"
Just dinged my head a bit.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. You need to learn to fucking drive. And then she'll look at the van. Yo, anyone in there? You guys all okay?
And there is no response.
Well, we'll go over to the little door in the side there, and we'll use the sensor. As we also allow an opportunity for Penn to look inside.
You said it was partially open.
Yep.
Hammer
You can tell
will
from the
open the
impact,
door.
it's about halfway open at this point.
Was Penn able to get an angle to see inside earlier?
Penn said, as I understood it, Penn was still behind the van, just sort of looking at the door, but not looking in the door.
Okay.
I'll creep up. And by creep, I mean,
Stand behind the very
Walk.
muscular elf.
yeah.
That's it. That's enough. I just need the one.
I mean,
Um,
I have the fee for the ultrasound as well, so I could
So-
roll through it.
A couple
Sure.
of weird. So ringside, you have the mask. You can put it up to your face real quick, like. You get the ultrasound shaping through your ultrasound vision with the mask of
I actually have ultrasound in my glasses,
Oh.
so I don't need the mask.
even
I
better.
forgot
cool.
I had that. I'm sorry.
Cool, then I'll keep mine.
I have like sunglasses.
There appears to be 4 people inside the van,
Sorry about that.
There's 4 people inside the van.
but looking with your meat eyeballs. I
No
will need
glasses.
you-
I have glasses.
No, I'm just saying with the ultrasound
Oh,
aspect
sorry.
of it, because it'll give you sort of like an overlay, like a cool,
Oh,
like
yep.
daredevil, like echoey sort of thing. There's
Yeah.
clearly 4 people inside the van, but with your meat eyeballs, you don't see anyone.
So question: Do on the ultrasound overlay, right? Do any of them look like a snake person or a dino person?
Like
Or a
fucking
small fat
freak?
child.
Or yes, well, actually,
Yeah.
specifically, does one of them look like a small fat guy?
Not even a little bit. You would guess humans and orcs.
Okay. Huh. All right. So then we just be like, no, it seems like there ain't no one in here. That's good. You didn't want to fucking hurt anybody. And then over to Dan, I will say, yeah, there's like 4 dudes in there. It's not our guys though.
Could you tell if they were moving?
No
Do they seem
movement.
to be moving?
Nope, there
no
was no
movement.
movement.
So they might be bodies. They put
Yeah.
a spell on.
Yeah,
them.
are they like
Well,
prone?
so we'll get that once Penna senses. That'll tell us.
So,
Actually, tell you what, since you are looking ringside, why don't you give me an intuition plus logic test?
Half of that is good. The other half is not good.
And anybody else that is physically looking inside the van through the open door, you are welcome to make the same roll.
Boy, you got
I'm
the
gonna-
illusion magic.
I'm gonna go up there and say, "Hey, buddy, are you sure there's nobody in here?" And I like kept on his shoulder, and like, and look in.
hey, wait. Does this count as aura reading?
Yes. If you are looking to a sense to see if there's auras there, that would count for aura reading. Ringside, you still don't really see anything?
Yep.
D-Boss, you're staring, and you're like, what the how is this van empty? And that weird thing, like out of the corner of your eye, like if you've ever seen like a bug crawl on the wall out of the corner of your eye, and you just, something in your brain knows exactly where it's located, and you look at it, you're the one who manages to pierce the illusion. There are 4 dead fucking bodies in this van. Penn, there are 4 dead fucking bodies in this van.
Ah. I don't like this. And over D&I. Yeah, there's dead people in there. I don't
Ah.
like it.
Oh
I would like to
shit!
not be near this anymore.
Did I kill them with the car crash?
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't think it was that hard.
Not unless you also got out and
No.
cast an invisibility spell on them.
So does it look like they were they were like sliced? They were like sliced. Is that the idea?
Yes, it appears
Okay.
that two of them, the orcs, it looks like one got cut along the inside of his thigh, and you're guessing somewhere in the back. You'd have to say probably a kidney.
Do
Another
these
orc,
guys look? Sorry.
another orc, his head is about 4 inches to the left, whereas if he had a fully connected spine, it wouldn't be. There is a human that's with them, who his chest is completely caved in, and it almost looks like a footprint. And then the last guy has just very simply had his throat slit.
Do these guys have uniforms on, like they might have worked at the gas station or the Waffle House?
They look very much like standard farmhands, flannel shirt, blue jeans, big work boots.
Do they look? Do their faces look somewhat similar?
I don't follow.
Was this perhaps a family they ran into and is like, we need another
Oh,
car?
no. It
Okay.
it looks like four dudes. Honestly, it looks like four dudes going to work because they're all dressed very similar. They all have that same kind of rugged look to them.
So it wouldn't be possible that these are the they killed them and you're staying at their farmhouse.
Well, if we get the camera footage, we should be able to see what happened.
Yeah, I did. I'll do another matrix perception. I did one earlier, but I'll do another
yeah,
one.
You did the matrix perception. You can find the cameras that are outside of the building.
Okay. What was the rating of these things?
DR2.
Are they firewall? Is there a firewall higher than 2?
Their device rating 2 would be basically slave to a security controller. It's a gas station in the middle of nowhere. It's not going to be high level stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna say drive me around back in case the cops show up. I don't want to be passed out when the cops show up, and I'm going to go hack these cameras.
Alrighty, throw me those hacky dice. Are you doing this wireless or are you doing direct connect?
I just assumed they were too high to direct connect without people getting suspicious.
Well, when you have a troll, you have to remember you have an extra 3.5 meters of reach there. So just in case you decided, you wanted to get thrown up to a camera, you do have that option.
No, I think we just go around back in case anybody gets suspicious to look in. If there's anybody who walks out of the Waffle House and looks at the car crash and might see dead bodies, I think we should be around the backside. And I'll just wirelessly hack it. It shouldn't be too hard.
Okay. Well, that is more dice than I have to resist, so you get a mark.
Okay. And I would like to find the file that search for the file that holds the data for the camera footage.
Okay, go ahead and give me a search or a matrix perception. Excuse me. Okay, you find it after about a minute.
Okay. I know this is silly, but is it data bombed or encrypted?
Nope and nope.
Okay. Just double checking and seeing how much of an ass you want it to be. Let's put a mark on it.
And you have a mark.
Okay, cool. And we're going to copy the floppy.
Okay, throw me that edit file.
I'm going to move a couple things around on my stuff to get my data processing up a little bit.
We are not in initiative mode right now, so don't worry about updating the box. Just, I trust you that you know what your dice pools are.
Yeah, I'm just double checking computer plus slot. So that wasn't hack and file, that was to copy the file.
Got it. You got a file.
Okay. Back out and go through the relative timestamps of where we think they would be coming in here and stuff.
Okay, it's not too hard to find this stuff because you're only going back about 40 minutes. Yeah, looking. Car pulls up, gets gas. Car pulls up, runs inside, gets some Nick sticks. What catches your eye is a big, like a Toyota Gopher, pulls up, and it's just a dirty old work truck. It's you can still see tools in the back, like in the bed of it, and it's actually parked right next to where the van currently is now. The guys get out of the van, they go inside, or get out of the pickup truck, excuse me, and they go inside to the gas station. About a minute later, you see the same van that has the dead bodies in it right now. It's going by on the road, like you have enough of a fisheye lens to where you see the van going on the road, and then it slows down suddenly, backs up a little bit, and then turns in and parks next to that pickup truck, and it just sits there. It takes a few minutes, but the farmhands, if you will, they come out of the shop and they walk around the van. They go to get in back into the pickup truck, and that's when the side door of the van opens up, and you see these gigantic hands reach out and grab 3 of them at once, pull them inside. The human turns his head. He's drinking a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden, blood just fountains out of his throat. He's then grabbed by very serpent-like hands and pulled into the van. And the van rocks back and forth a little bit, and then it stops. 35 seconds later, you see the door of the van open up, and then the door of the van closes, the pickup truck opens, it drops about 4 inches on its suspension, the door of the pickup truck closes, and then it backs up and it drives off.
Do we have its plates?
Why, yes, you do.
All right, solid.
Could I get the with a search, get the plates, knowing the plates, get the com code of the vehicle?
With a T3, yes, you could.
Because this obviously wasn't the original getaway vehicle. This is some random dudes. They don't got no morph plates.
Fucking kidding me.
Do you feel comfortable with that level of success?
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 18 dice. 2 hits is respectable.
Hold on here. How much time does the tier 3 take? 15?
You said you have browse on there, so it's a base of 15 minutes.
No, I'm not gonna fucking wait around that long. 8 minus 2 is 16. So
Right. Look at that.
a lot.
Yes, you can find a com code for the vehicle. It is registered to a farm in the area.
Okay. Mixed perception is so I have the com code. So mixed perception to find the icon. Unless you just want me to find the icon.
And yes, you can roll that if you would like.
I like to squeeze in a quick reboot. It only takes me 20 seconds or so to do.
That's
Yep,
perfectly
takes the
acceptable. I
picture
have
right
no problem with that.
there. So I haven't done anything legal yet, so I'll go ahead and take those extra 2 dice.
All right, and let me do some quick math in my head to see about where it would be located at this point. It is currently... Actually, you spot it on the matrix. You would have to do a trace icon to get its exact location. My apologies.
Yep, it's not a problem.
I was
Prepared for it.
like 2 lines ahead on my notes right there.
Yep, it's not a problem. Going silent. It says I'm about to do some hacking. Unless you say otherwise, I am assuming everything's on the same grid and I'm not running into problems.
Mhm.
So 19 minus 4 is 15.
Correct.
Hack on the fly, going for 2.
You have 2 hits.
Okay.
Excuse me,
trace.
2 marks, not 2 hits. You actually have 5 net hits.
Trace icon. That is data processing, computer, and intuition. Trace. It's legal action to trace people.
And you have more hits than I do dice, so you have traced the icon.
Okay. Is it currently moving or is it stationary?
It is moving, but very slowly.
Almost like it's trying to observe traffic laws.
That is a very astute observation.
Yes. You guys got your guns?
How far away are our vehicles right now?
By this point, your vehicles are maybe 10 minutes out.
Okay.
Um,
We can overload the shit out of one of the jackrabbits and move at a very slow speed just to minimize how long it takes to meet up with our vehicles. or with my gopher specifically. Because we need an actual car to follow these people, not these shitty jackrabbits.
I have them. The trace is still good. It's going to keep going. I'm going to put fly in the wall, so to slow my Overwatch score, and I should be able to stop this vehicle, or maybe even crash this vehicle when we go. As long as we go in the next, few minutes, if I haven't dropped another vehicle yet.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where they're at once we can start seeing things. Okay.
Yes. So how far are they away from us right now?
So they are currently on the 405. Right where it junctures with the 5 in downtown over by SeaTac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're a good distance away anyway. So we'll have to drive to catch up. That's fine because they're going pretty slow. All right.
Yeah, they've had almost an hour head start on you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, maybe let us use the helicopter to catch up. No.
I mean, we could ask,
Um,
but we already got our vehicles here. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
yeah. So, can we roll like an area knowledge to know if, or a shadow community knowledge to know if any appropriate flop houses or hiding bolt holes that they might be going towards in that area? Get an idea of maybe where they're headed, like a general area.
If you have like a safe houses kind of knowledge or shadow community safe houses, anything like that, you're welcome to roll that. What specifically are you looking for? Because if you just look for safe houses, there's a million of them in Seattle alone.
Yeah, I'm looking for a general idea of the direction, using the direction they're going and what I know of the area and the crime community, what's over there. Like, hey, they're going there. I know they need to have a safe house where they can access where nobody's going to be able to see them for a while. I would go to Kirkland and this place over here and this section. I won't be able, not exactly where they're headed, but like a general direction of where they probably be headed.
Well, to help you narrow that down, keep in mind their ride that got shot down when you were still in the meet with the Johnson was in Fort Lewis, and that helicopter was traveling to the north. They are currently on the highway traveling south, about to cross into Tacoma. So if you would like to narrow it down further, you might have better chances of getting a favorable result.
Well, you say their thing was in Fort Lewis, was near Fort Lewis when it was shot down, right?
Yes, right along the coast.
But we don't know if it originated from there or if it was even headed there. It could have been just headed somewhere else and just crossed too close to Fort Lewis. That's what I was on it. I mean, because who puts their pickup in Fort Lewis? That's just silly.
I mean, Fort Lewis is more than just the fort, right? That's
yeah. I do have a guy who's pretty well connected in Fort Lewis, and shit goes down in Fort Lewis, he usually knows what's happening. I'm going to call him up by maintaining this trace, and unless you want me to roll that shadow community knowledge to try to get him narrowed down.
It is up to you what you would like to throw, sir.
And while he's doing that, did our stuff in the background?
Yes, your vehicles will have showed up by then. You guys are still, it's just before 5 a.m., so traffic is finally kind of beginning to happen. But it's not rush hour traffic yet. You still got an hour or two before that happens.
And I'm going to actually drive to see how much distance I can close.
So is everybody going to pile into the Gopher, or is everybody taking their own vehicles?
I am going to get whatever extra gear I might have had to my vehicle that I might need to go kill some fools, and I'm probably going to get the Gopher. This is the same. Did you fix the Gopher?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and my vehicle is going to follow nearest by. I will be calling after that shadow community roll or something. If I get any idea that's even headed towards Fort Lewis, I will be calling my contact Sergeant Bilko.
Okay. Now, off that shadow community roll, you had 3 hits, I believe?
Yep.
So, shadow community, how would you like to word the request?
I am looking for, as far as shadow communities goes, looking for, if I was running and I couldn't be shown in public and I was headed towards Tacoma in this area, what's the likely area where I would find the most cover?
Couldn't be in public because you're a freak, or couldn't be in public because you're a criminal?
Oh, couldn't be in public because I'm a freak and I needed to find, needed a place to hide. What section would I go to? Is there an area that would be friendly or better to hide out in than another?
If now you only got 3 hits, so this isn't like expert level knowledge.
Yeah.
In the area of Tacoma, if you were trying to do a hideout and not be noticed, you're probably would be looking around Fife, mainly because the the Spikes, I believe, patrol that section of I-5. Yeah, I think that's the Spikes. If not Fife, maybe Milton. Basically C-zone and below, but Fife particularly because there's just a lot of industrial areas to the south of it. So that's probably, if you don't want to be spotted, your best bet. But
Oh, holy
there's a
shit.
lot of Tacoma.
Holy shit. We don't know if they know their helicopter was shot down yet.
That's true. Although I would probably expect them to have been in contact with their pilot, who would now not be answering comms.
Yeah. It's just a weird place to drop a helicopter in. It's that close.
Anyway, how far? As I'm getting into that area, are they continuing to move?
They are traveling south. They have made it as far as Fife is when they started having like a big traffic slowdown. And they will, you notice that they temporarily stop. And after a few minutes, they'll travel further to the south and then they'll stop again. And then they'll travel a little further to the south and stop again. By the time you guys hit northern Tacoma, they are sitting in that area, like on the map where the I-5 is, where it actually says Tacoma in red.
Okay.
Like the main busy area of Tacoma, just to the south of the docks.
And they're still on the 5.
They seem to be pulled over.
Okay. On the 5.
Correct.
Okay. We're not engaging them on the highway. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. That's a really bad idea. So
Hammer agrees enthusiastically.
Yeah.
They might have gotten out and are trying to do a secondary exit to you said they stopped near the docks?
They're still on the I-5, but it's to the south of the docks, like that main downtown Tacoma kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might have switched vehicles again. Who knows? We'll see. But we got to get to that vehicle and find out what's going on. So yeah. So what I think we would do is we would drive. We would probably pass it. Like, I mean, we're not going to pull in behind it. That would be a mistake. Actually, one question: is this section of the 5 raised? Because I know the 5 goes up and down. I don't know Seattle.
This section will keep it at ground level just for simplicity because I actually have not been to Tacoma. I've been to Seattle proper, but not to Tacoma, so I am not sure.
Okay, well then I'm gonna pass the vehicle, get off the 5, and like circle around so I'm like one street over from that shoulder. If you were to go one street over, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I understand what you're talking about. Okay.
I have a silly question.
Hit me.
Does this truck have sensors?
All vehicles have sensors.
Would a truck have like internal sensors? Like, because my car today, right now, has a weight sensor in the passenger seat, so that for the airbag and stuff.
And also to make sure you have your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
So when because I played a rigger for a long time, the standard sensors that I was always told a vehicle would have is a camera front, camera rear, the rangefinder front, rangefinder rear, an omnidirectional microphone, an atmospheric sensor, a motion sensor, and maybe one other like ultrasound or something for better driving. That's the standard loadout that I've always seen on vehicles. So I don't feel like I'm just giving you a gimme by saying that's what it would have. That's just what I've always seen.
Okay.
I was just wondering if there was like a sensor, that's something like a motion sensor or a weight sensor in the seats that I might be able to hack into and say that yes, there was a person sitting in the seat.
I would say for safety purposes, because we have those in cars nowadays, I would say yes.
What kind of role would you need for me to hack that sensor?
You already have 2 marks on the vehicle. I would say matrix no, it's not even matrix perception really. Matrix perception. I would say matrix perception followed by a snoop.
Okay. I mean, I could spoof command the damn thing to tell me. Okay.
Yeah, I think basically matrix perception just to spot the sensors, and then a snoop command just to get a readout from the sensors. And just so you know, we're a little timey-wimey, so this is before you guys have made it to where the vehicle currently is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know we're in timey-wimey and you're juggling all your stuff for what their timeline is, all that. Don't worry about it.
Snoop on the sensor?
Ooh. Just so you know, I got 3 hits to resist that, so you are snooping the sensors.
Okay.
Man, that would have been awesome if you got beat by a farm truck.
Huh.
Yeah, but who was gonna know?
So
They don't own the truck.
so you can snoop on the sensors, the cameras front and rear. It is pulled over on the side, like in the shoulder of the highway. The rangefinders aren't really picking anything up. There's no vehicle directly in front or directly behind. Motion sensor has the occasional car passing on the highway. Sunrise is approaching, so there is a lot more traffic compared to earlier, but it's still not busy per se. Now, the big one is the omnidirectional microphone is the thing that you pick up. And what you're getting is a lot of angry. You would call them angry voices. The problem is this is kind of a shit sensor package. It caps out at 2. But you have this very gravelly voice saying, "Why is it not? Why is it not?" And then a very annoyed voice responds in a language that you don't speak.
All right. But we're only hearing 2 voices, right?
At this point, yes.
Okay. That's fine.
So, random silliness of questions, but do any of your characters speak Arabic?
Nope.
Nope. And I've been meaning to get Carnivore Gold, but I don't have it right now.
Basically,
No.
what you hear is a very weird version of Arabic. For anybody who's actually listened to Somalian, it is it's a peach to translate.
Oh yeah. It's the one where when you look it up in like transliterations, it's full of X's and shit. You know, like what's going on?
It's supposed to be one of those, like it's technically Arabic. It is a dialect of Arabic that sounds like no other Arabic.
It's one of those, you know.
And I don't mean like the difference between like Iraqi versus, one of the Levantine dialects. No, it literally does not sound like Arabic. Like, but it is technically speaking.
Wow. Huh. I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. All right. Okay, well, if we're only hearing 2 voices, that's a problem. Because we kind of need to find out where the third person is, and these. But as I drive past, because I'm not going to pull in behind it, do I see anything interesting on the vehicle itself? Is there anyone standing outside it? Anything like that?
All right, you got all the eyeballs, and you are going to drive past. All right, so to set the scene, the sun is starting to rise. It's a beautiful day in Tacoma. The aroma is not too pungent today. The breeze off the water has been taking care of most of that. As you guys are hauling butt on the highway, you see off on the side of the road, and not like pulled over gently, but like severely yanked the wheel and is off very much on the shoulder, is an old farm truck. With 6 hits on that perception check, you can actually see where there's still blood splatter on the side of the truck, where some of it has been smeared back from wind.
Okay.
But yeah, they didn't even try to wipe it off. That much is clear to you. You see, you kind of have to do a little bit of a double take. And while you roll me that intuition plus willpower, I believe it was. Correction, intuition plus logic.
Can everyone roll that? Because I'm not going to beat it.
Everybody who is looking is welcome to roll that.
You said intuition plus logic?
Intuition plus logic, yes. I'm sorry, originally I said intuition plus willpower, but I just derped a little bit as intuition plus logic. God damn it. So, Pen, pay no attention to what I'm about to say, but to Ringside, to D-Boss, and to Hammer Hez, what you see on the side of the highway, you see the pickup truck with the what you know to be blood splatter. Most people driving by wouldn't notice that. Standing beside the truck, not on the traffic side, but like by the tailgate, there is a very tall troll. I mean, just massively built. This guy would be like world champion bodybuilder. He's that large, with very, very bad skin. There is a dwarf, a very fat dwarf with oddly skinny legs that has the biggest afro you have ever witnessed on a living creature. And there is a tall, leggy elf who is sitting on the tailgate, just slowly swinging her feet back and forth. Now, Pen, because you're a dirty cheater who got 6 hits, so you actually get to see through the illusion, and you see the team of freaks.
Oh, I see. Okay, they got masks on. All right.
Out of character physical mask, yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Sorry, because she saw through it. Yeah. Okay. God damn it! Why do they have to be parked on the side of the highway?
Now you will see that they are the weirdly obese yet skinny-limbed dwarf with the huge afro is actively yelling into a comlink, and he looks ready to shit lava right now. The incredibly large troll that totally isn't the horned creature under the effects of a physical mask is just like clenching his fists and pacing back and forth like he's going to hit something. And the leggy elf is just chilling out in the tailgate, just enjoying the rising sun.
All right.
Uh, guys,
Yeah.
are you seeing what I'm seeing?
We've seen 3 dudes there.
That's not the 3 dudes. That's totally them.
You fucking
That's
made
those
shit.
guys. Yep.
If you know it's an illusion, does it break, or do you still have to break it?
You still have to break it. Now,
Okay, so
what's
I'll-
weird is
so I'll
like
just
if you physically touch like somebody's invisible and you touch them, that'll break the illusion by itself.
Yeah, because your brain is like, what?
hmm But you're looking at it and you're like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure?" Because it looks like a dude with an afro.
I mean, I'll believe her on this shit. This fucking maid shit, man. You don't. That shit's crazy. That's crazy.
I would
Are
like
we
to point
still
out
moving?
I just rolled 0 hits on 14 dice.
14
that
dice
happens.
with 0 hits. My table does not like people today. It's like as is getting all the perception rolls and everybody else is just suffering.
I was getting like three hits on 6 dice for sniffing things pretty consistently though.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
What security zone are we in right now?
This is still a C zone.
They pulled off the highway. What is like the building situation, and how far away is like the nearest building if this is a ground level highway?
Based on what I remember from Seattle highways, again, I've never been to Tacoma, but I have been to Seattle proper. There is a fairly large shoulder for vehicles to pull off, and then there is a lot of tree coverage to help with sound and pollution. And then beyond that is when you get into like the shitty residential that's over by, any residential is by a highway is generally shitty residential. And then beyond that, you get into some of the retail stuff. Like that's when you start finding your strip malls. That's when you find, your low level factory work.
So, Ringside, how do you feel about running over the dwarf?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So
We're gonna hit him from the trees.
we're on 5, you said?
Correct.
So, do you mind, Starlock, if I kind of draw a little bit of a map here?
I would love if you drew a map.
All right. Just so we can get this down, because I'm trying to figure out if this is a good spot. Like, it could be if we move fast, because we know they're here, and that's the big thing, right?
Do you guys want a new page on the Roll20 table so you have some more room to
No.
work?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, boy.
I'm okay, bubby.
Yeah, we kind of messed up. We had trouble last night because we didn't draw a map.
You got to remember, I got a 5-year-old, so I love drawing pictures. They bring me energy and happiness.
I do like the idea of just running over the mage with the truck, getting out, icing the 2, grabbing the shit, and driving the fuck away.
Yeah,
No.
the difference is if we come from the tree line, I can get max aim with a machine gun on a mage, and then CFA him. So
Yeah, something to also keep in mind is highway traffic is generally monitored by drones. So
yeah,
if you just straight up ram them, that will almost guarantee be caught on a camera somehow. Now, that doesn't mean somebody will notice what happened right away. But, the biggest enemy to a Shadowrunner is a camera and a radio.
yeah. Now, I mean, as soon as we start shooting here, because we're near a highway, the alert's going out. It's a C zone, though. This is Seattle. We get, like, the 405 is a thing, so it's a thing that happens. You just got to move fast. But if we come from the tree line, that gives us a little more time. So is this kind of what it looks like right here, Starlight?
I will see if I can find a picture real quick. 1 second.
I'm at the bottom of the note prison.
Okay, so I just copied a link into the Roll20 chat to give you an idea of what the highways kind of look there.
Okay.
It's very much like the trees are very, very close to the highway.
They come very close, yeah.
Yeah, so it's enough room for, say, width-wise, a car and a half to pull over on the shoulder. and then you're almost in the trees after that.
That's pretty good, actually. Okay.
And again, this is I'm basing this 100% off of places that I've physically seen with my own eyeballs, and like the picture I just linked is showing you that's what they look like, you know?
I will remind you, these guys have animal senses, and maybe a detection skill or something. So, I mean, they probably can smell us if we try to sneak up too close.
Well, we don't have to get super close. I just have to get close enough to get max aim on the mage.
Can I figure out which way is downwind and upwind?
There we go.
Nice. I like that.
And maybe come out from like an angle, like.
So we're gonna let science decide this for me.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could roll small unit tactics to set up an ambush.
They're not moving.
Yeah, we can roll small unit tactics to get set up an ambush and geek them.
Yeah, we don't want to start a running fight on a highway though. That's a bad idea.
No, we hit them while they're still not moving. We just to set everybody into position to go and attack. That
Do you mean a
location.
crossfire?
We can do a crossfire too as well. Yeah, we can do crossfire. I'm sorry, I'm just putting in. It's normally what we just call it a different type of ambush, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm basing this off of physics because this was actually a question I was asked on an exam once. Living on the West Coast, when you hit nighttime after a hot day, the wind will shift and start coming in from the water to the land. It just has to do with thermal difference. It's just not a big deal. The thing that's weird about Seattle is because you have like Commencement Bay and you have the Sound to the north of Tacoma, it actually shifts the directionality just a little bit. So the wind will be coming from, like if you're looking at the map, basically from that AAA zone, like Ruston, to the bottom right. So the wind is blowing from the northwest to the southeast. So for where you guys are, the wind is blowing like that.
Okay.
That's a picture of wind.
All right. So if we come from the southeast, that's fine. Question: when these guys were looking, were their heads on a swivel, or were they kind of just like looking towards the back?
They look like people who are having an angry conversation, looking at each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is one of the advantages we have for the next little while. They're all mad and distracted, and so Ringside's doing this on like street level stuff because she doesn't know. She's asking Penn this, but it's like if this guy's sustaining three mask things, doesn't that fuck him up? You know, when mages are doing mage shit. Do you know about that? I don't know. I need street level magic knowledge. That's what I need.
That's a very good question.
Street level magic knowledge is coming up. Don't worry.
Hey, all I can say is I have Magic Theory Street on Picket Fence just for crap he's overheard.
Yeah, exactly.
Half of it is just rumors and crap from Trid, but every once in a while there's a grain of truth in there.
Yeah. I mean, street level magic would be the thing where, you don't know what a sustaining penalty is, but it's like, yeah, when mages have to keep spells up, they're all fucked up. Okay.
Penn's never looked at magic beyond, sometimes I can tell what people are feeling, and that's kind of an interesting thing. And maybe I shouldn't stare at the spirits who can smash me in my face, but I can't do anything about. Fine.
Oh, that's
fine. Don't worry about it.
I love Awares. Is like you have all of the fear and terror of being an awakened creature with none of the cool powers.
Look! You can get a great job. You can get a great job sitting at the front desk of a black site, just assensing the scientists forever. Okay.
Look, one of the reasons why Penn doesn't sleep is because every once in a while there's a spirit that just wanders through her apartment, and she's like, "Well, never sleeping again." Fine. But yeah, would she know anything about that magic? Actual magic?
Let me see if there's any kind of BS way I can give you an answer to that.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that would generally fall under magic theory. Roll me your spirit's knowledge.
I have that. Yay!
Yes, you have 6 dice.
Yay!
Oh my god. Spirit, help! I don't know anything about magic. Do you know about magic? I'm an ancient being from beyond the bounds of space and time.
Okay, so one hit on spirits. Since you know anything about spirits, you know that spirits can sustain magic. They can cast magic. Anybody who watches Tridio knows that. Basic education covers that. Uh, you kind of have an idea that if a spirit is trying to do a lot of magic, they tend to be a bit distracted. But you really don't know if that's just some spirit bullshit or if that's only spirit magic that causes that, or if it's a certain type. Like, all you know is that if a spirit's doing a lot of magic, they can be a little distractified.
All right.
In theory, he could be a bit distracted.
All right. All right. Works for me. All right. Well, I passed him. I got off the highway. I think so I don't know what you think, guys. Do you think this is a good time to hit them? I think it's the best time we're gonna get because right now they're distracted. They're in one spot. We can nullify some of their sense stuff. We know who the mage is. They're not in a fortified position. We just have to be fast to get away before the cops get here, right?
Yeah. Quick questions. Do any of you guys know small unit tactics or anything like that?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe we could set up a crossfire and try to take him down that way and hit him.
So the one issue with that is it depends how far we're going to have to have to spread out. And I'm going to tell you, as a person fighting, I would much rather lose the 3 dice to approach them from the front side of the car, where they would have a much harder time seeing us, than spreading out to get those plus 3 dice in a crossfire and have a much easier time for them to spot us. Because the most important thing is dropping that mage immediately, right? Because he isn't. Because we. So I don't know. What do you think, Hammer?
Yeah, keep the mage first. That's more important by a lot.
Yeah.
I have a further suggestion.
What's that? More mage shit?
Well, no, actually. See, the snake lady and the dinosaur man they have to get close to hit us, right?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I have this grenade filled with Ultra Glide. And walking on Ultra Glide is hell.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. Toss that in front of us.
Yeah, the way these guys move, I don't know if that's going to really do much, but it might.
They only have to fail once. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what the other option is? Detonate some neurostun in front of us.
Oh, no. That's in my gun.
Oh. All right.
I have Pepper Punch in my grenades too.
That shit takes too long to take effect. That one time a dude threw Pepper Punch at me, so I ran through it and I broke his neck, and then I ran away. And then it sucked. But, he's already dead.
Right.
Sucks less if you have a gastric neurostim.
Well, yeah, I mean, that part didn't suck. But, it stings your eyes and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. No, it doesn't bother me. So, Ultra Guide, and then shoot them a lot.
Oh, don't worry. And we're going to show you the machine gun that has both a belt and a clip in it, because it can do both.
Load lethal, and the troll guy probably needs some APDS on him. I'm ready to
bring
go.
my gun. We came straight here from the meat.
We got our cars. You didn't have a gun in the car?
I have a scoot. Where am I going to put an assault rifle?
All right. Well, lucky for you, I have a machine pistol.
You could always just give Hez
work.
another jackrabbit. He's a pretty good shot with those.
I feel like
I would miss.
I feel like Hammer. If I give you a machine pistol, so you can at least take a shot with me at the mage, right? And then, actually, you know what? Question, Mr. GM. Can I ask you a question? Oh no, wait, that would take too long. Never mind. Fuck it. I'll give you the machine pistol, and then when these guys come close to fight us, I think that's your job, right? And also mine, but. Right?
Also,
yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going to take the Ultra Glide grenade, and I'm going to hand it to Hammer.
Oh my god, really?
I have a strength of 2.
So yeah, I mean, like, I can give you a machine pistol, and you can, and we can both, work together on the mage. And then if people come close, that's when it's time for Hammer to hammer. right?
Again, my machine pistol has APDS loaded.
Sure.
I can use a machine pistol, sure. I can also take the grenade to throw it.
Oh, sure. I got. Oh wait, I only have mini grenades. I'm sorry.
Mhm. I have.
If those two guys charge us, and they don't cover the full distance, because I don't think they'll be able to, given our engagement range. I'll Rings, I would say I also got grenades because there's a grenade launcher on our crime wave.
Yeah, don't grenade anybody carrying a box.
Nope, don't worry.
I'm kind of afraid that we might have to interrogate one of them because they might have dropped the box off. But yeah, I think they think that no, not. Let's just kill them.
No, yeah, this is their valuable payday, man. They're not dropping that off. They want to get the fuck out of the city.
I will be shooting the mage too as well with my submachine gun.
How sneaky are you?
Pretty sneaky.
All right. I'll hold you to that. That's what she's gonna tell you.
Okay, so it sounds like a plan is coming together.
Where's on the other side of these woods? Where's the nearest road so we can get to have a vehicle there so we can run away?
It would be maybe 30 seconds run from the highway.
Just so we have our hey, we killed a whole bunch of people. Let's get out of let's not be here. Plan set up.
Yeah, we're gonna be moving with fast. This is a C zone though, so we got some time. Yeah, it's gonna be a fight, but as long as the mage goes down first, these guys are melee, so we'll have a little bit of time, and we can see what happens.
Okay, so to
I'm
make
done.
sure that my fuddled old brain is following this correctly, the plan is to approach from the southeast. Since you will have the wind in your face, you will be downwind of the bad guys. You will have a
And
car
we'll also
parked.
be sorry.
Yep, you will have a car parked close as you can get without being obvious. You will sneak through the tree line. You you will find the totally not under physical mask pudgy dwarf with the huge afro. You will ventilate him with some speed holes so he will be faster than he's ever been. And then you will deal with Dinosaur Man and Snake Lady. You will recover the case. You will run to the car. You will drive away into the sunrise.
The one other thing is approaching from the southeast. We're also going to try and put the cab of the truck between us and them as much as possible as we move up.
Okay.
Just so that it's physically harder to see us, and then I'd only move out to get my aim at the last moment, if that makes sense.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
So you need some sneak rolls.
Well, what I like to do before we initiate any kind of combat or anything, I've been on a few
Yeah.
tables where the stuff is happening and then it starts to turn bad, and then you hear the, oh, well,
Oh,
I
boy.
didn't understand what we were doing, and people want to rewind time a little bit.
Yeah.
So, to avoid that, what I like to do is ask a very simple question to each member of the team. Starting with ringside, do you understand the plan and your place within it?
I do. My plan is to be the first sneaky and to get the aim on the mage and to edge a CFA on the mage with a machine gun.
Well, to be fair, if you surprise him, you won't need the CFA. But yeah.
I will. But if I don't surprise,
Yeah.
he's getting a CFA. Don't.
Just remember, a crime wave is a full auto only rifle, so yeah.
Yeah,
you
so I
might
have
as
to do
well.
it. I have to do an auto anyway. I'm gonna be doing a CFA brain blaster. So
Oh God.
.
Ben, do you understand the plan and your place within it?
Yes.
Hammerhead.
am-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no.
No, by all
Oh.
means, tell me what your
I'm-
plan is.
Hand over grenades to Hammer. Sneak up with my neurostun in my bullets. And, put a couple of rounds in whoever's left standing.
Once they start coming at us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to get a little closer than I might like because capsule rounds don't fly very far.
And
If the mage doesn't go down, we may need that other world vision.
Well, like
Yep.
I said, I'd be the one in the front anyway to get that first hit. So I think that's the key, right?
All right. Hammerheads, do you understand the plan and your place within it?
Yeah, Hammer's gonna be basically just after ringside. Toss a grenade after the crime wave fires off. Probably a flashbang to start with, and then maybe the ultra glide if they're, getting close.
Excellent. D-Boss, do you understand the plan and your place within it?
I'm going to be up there with ringside. I am going to ventilate the mage with a burst and start shooting anybody who comes by. After I shoot him, probably suppress the fire so they can, as they come up. I do have one question though.
Yes, sir.
I was rolling Matrix Perception before. I keep rolling another one to see if these people have any comm links on them, or is it just the one comm link?
There is just the one comm link.
Okay. I would like to make sure to mark that comm link with an ARO.
Okay, not a problem.
So in case they do go invisible, the ARO is still marked on the matrix signature of the comm link.